tree. It's live. Yeah.
It's time for Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Good evening, Rich High fans. This is the voice of the Rich High Rebels, Bradley Holmes, here at Grace High School. And it is late. Let your kids stay up tonight to watch the Lady Rebels. We are getting a late start here, but we did have two very close games in the freshman and JV matches, both going to that, what they do in Idaho, that third game. Unfortunately, our freshman and JV came up short in both of those, but our varsity girls are looking to avenge those losses today. Looks to be a great matchup if those two games are any indicator that we've already seen today. We will be back. Once again, this is the Ellingford Bros pregame show. I'm Bradley Holmes. I have Berkeley Weston with me on the camera tonight, and we are excited to bring this game to you. We'll be back after this.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back here in Grace, just north of the Utah border. We are excited to be here to bring this game to you. Once again, a little bit of a late start. We are about 17 minutes away from the first tip. This is the Ellingford pregame show. And next we have the standout student interview. I had a chance to interview Austin Vasquez this week at Rich High School. Great kid. Enjoy that interview, and we will be back after.
I'm here with our weekly Standout Student segment, and I've got Austin Vasquez with me. Austin, thanks for taking some time out of your school day to chat with me about how things are going for you.
Thanks for having me.
So, Austin, are you a senior this year?
I am indeed.
Okay, that's what I thought. So how are things going in your final year of high school?
Things are flying by, to be honest.
Yes, it seems that when you get busier, time just flies by, and I'm sure that's the case with it being your senior year. So in what classes are you currently taking? Or do you do any of the concurrent enrollment, or are you doing high school classes? What are you doing in your senior year?
I'm doing a lot of concurrent enrollment classes. I'm trying to get my associate's degree as I graduate.
Good for you. Well, I went to school. I was the same class as your aunt, Christy, and she was very smart. So I know that just runs in the family. And Austin, what are your plans for after high school? Since it's flying by, I'm sure you're having to start thinking about that. What are your plans in the coming months?
Plans are to go on an LDS mission, then go work for my dad in drafting as I go to college to become a chiropractor.
That is awesome. I love that. That's a very detailed plan. That's good for you. So where does your dad work as a drafter?
He works up in Layton for Iris NDT, I think.
Awesome. And so I assume that drafting's been one of those classes from Mr. Peterson that you've been taking throughout high school?
That's correct.
Cool. How long has your dad been a drafter?
I think for about 20 years.
Well, that's a great thing to be able to do with your dad and doing a mission. Those are great plans. And you'll be graduating with your associate's degree, is that right?
That is correct.
Good for you. That is awesome. And aside from school, I believe you do cross country. How's the cross country season going?
Our team's looking very strong. We have a decent shot at taking first or second at state this year.
That is great. That is great. So, and where does state take place?
It will be in Salt Lake at Sugar House Park.
I was wondering if it was at Sugar House. That's great. So, and who do you guys have this week in cross country?
This week is our bye week,
Okay.
and so we're going to go tour Sugar House to get a better idea for the state course.
That is a great idea. And your coaches, you've got some great coaches, Coach Pugmire and Coach Jolly. I'm sure that they have you guys working very hard. Both of those two have really good work ethics. And so, Austin, tell me, what is appealing to you about cross country? Because I'll be honest, it is not appealing to me because long distance has never been my strong suit, but obviously anyone who does cross country enjoys it. So what are some things that you've loved about cross country while you've been doing it?
Well, to be honest, I hate running a lot, and it's one thing that I struggle a lot with. So I like the challenge that comes with it and the fact that I can push through it. And I love that everybody who does cross country is very kind to one another and are very supportive.
So have you done cross country throughout high school?
Yeah, I have.
So what kind of training goes in, like the off season? Are you expected to run quite a bit throughout the summer in preparation for the actual season come fall?
There is no expectation of running in the summer. However, you can put yourself at a greater advantage with running in the summer. It keeps you physically fit and keeps your endurance up.
Are you an Olympic guy? Did you watch some of the Olympics this year with those long distance runners, those events that were going on in Paris this summer?
I've seen some of it, but not a lot.
Yeah. Well, and once again, Austin, hats off to you because it is a tough sport mentally and physically. It's kind of like wrestling because wrestling's a lot like that too, where it's physically hard, but mentally it's very tough too. And so I kind of put those two hand in hand with that. And so, Austin, as we wrap up here, I always like when we do the standout student segments. I know that you've had a lot of teachers that have influenced you in your life, but kind of a knee-jerk reaction. Who is one teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to that has had a big impact on your life?
So I'd really like to shout out my stepfather, Mr. Mitchell Jessen. He has helped me drastically throughout all of my high school years. He's helped me set up plans and dates and helped me to know when to study and how to study.
And is this his first year at Rich High?
This is his first full year. He did a half a year last year.
Gotcha. So he's a year and a half in. That's great. Well, and you're not the first one to tell me how great of a teacher he is and what a great acquisition for Rich High School to have him there now teaching history. So great shout out, Austin. And thanks for taking time out of your school schedule today. And good luck getting to know Sugar House Track and the rest of the season and with your schoolwork. And sounds like you've got some great plans ahead of you, Austin. So good luck with everything, and we'll chat again soon.
All right. Thank you.
That was our T7 Standout Student segment for today. Once again, Austin Vasquez had a great talk with him. We will be back when we return. I got a few minutes with Coach Wasden to talk about this big week they have with 3 games. The first one starting in 11 minutes here in Grace.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act when you have an emergency. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
I am here once again with Coach Wasden of the Lady Rebels. And Coach, you're coming off of a weekend win versus Altamont. How are we feeling in the gym today about this upcoming week with 3 games, I believe, that you have on the schedule?
Yes, we have 3 games and we're excited. The girls came off of the win from Altamont really excited. We practiced a whole bunch of things that we wanted them to do better last week before the games. And even with their loss against Cokeville, their passing game was good, which at Manila we weren't. So they executed that part. And then when we came against Altamont, they improved some of the other parts of the games that we'd focused on. So I think they saw what they did in practice paid off. And so really, I think more excitement in the gym this week than I've seen for quite a while.
And that is great news to hear. And it's showing. I think anyone who was at the Altamont or Cokeville game could see that there was excitement in the air, and there have been some changes. We see some new faces out there. I know one in particular, Chasley Levitt, came in and has done a good job. Do you want to touch on the rotation adjustments you've made? It doesn't have to be in particular about the girls themselves, but just do you feel that a change in some of the rotations has helped give some new life to this team?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sometimes it just takes a little while to put the puzzle pieces together, and you have to try things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, and sometimes you go back. But I feel like right now the girls are kind of thriving where they need to be. And sometimes we have up games and down games, but feel like they're in the position where they can help our team the most.
Absolutely. Coach, when this airs, it'll be, before the Grace game. And so we have Grace this coming Thursday, and then a big weekend of region play, in particular going to Tabiona. Coach, what do we know about Tabiona this year?
I know they beat Manila at home. And anytime you play Manila at home, they're amazing. So I think we've got to go in playing our best game, eliminating our own errors on our side, and just pick up all the balls we can.
And if anyone is following the RPI, the last I had checked, we were number 9 and Tabiona was number 8. And so definitely building up to be a great matchup. And then, Coach, we play Grace Thursday. As I said, as this records, it'll be right before the Grace game. Do we know much about Grace? Not a traditional opponent for the Lady Rebels.
Right. They were at the Cokeville tournament. I actually think they'll be pretty close to our level, and I think it'll be a tight game, a good game.
Well, great. Well, Coach, it sounds like things are trending in a very good direction for the Lady Rebels as the season is starting to wind down. State is about a month away, and that is when you want to be projecting up and coming off a weekend win. We're very excited, and we're going to let you go so that you can continue to prepare for that and hopefully find some time in your spare time for family. I know that you've got a great family that supports you, and we appreciate them sharing you with us for Rich High Volleyball.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend, and we will be there and be broadcasting. We're so excited to do it. And good luck, Coach. We'll talk again next week to recap this big week.
All right. Thank you.
That was Coach Wasden visiting with me earlier this week about the matchup with Grace, along with at Tabiona and at Altamont. Very big week for the Lady Rebels starting here tonight. We have 6 minutes until the opening tip. This has been the Ellingford pregame show and the coaches show brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. We will go to break. When we come back, we will have the keys to the game, and then we are ready to go. This has been a pregame show, an Ellingford pregame show brought to you by T7 Propane, and this is a production on My Local Radio and broadcasted on 98.3 KADQ.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at t7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
Welcome back. We are just 4 minutes away from starting this volleyball match in Grace, Idaho. Keys to the game, part of our Ellingford Brothers pregame show. Keys to the game. Now, I've told our viewers before, I have seen many volleyball games. I am a football guy, but I will say that you are only as good as your serves, and that has been something that we have been on and off this season with. And if we can serve the ball well today, that will make a huge difference in the game, and that is something that I've talked with Coach Wasden about, many of the players about. The serving has to be on point for us to be able to win games, and if that happens tonight, the Lady Rebels have a great chance of winning this thing. Grace High School, we don't know a ton about them. They are going to be familiar with Rich this year. We have them in volleyball. We've got them in football at home in a couple weeks, and I believe they are on both boys and girls basketball schedules. So we will be familiar with this school and they with us as the season goes on. So serving. Also, anybody who thinks that an out-of-state team does not play a role in this season, let me just say that with the new system that Utah uses, the RPI system that's used across the board, out-of-state wins are actually very valuable. So as of now, Rich is number 9 in the RPI. If state were to happen today, we would go in number 9 playing Tabiona at number 8 as it stands. So big week, as I talked about with Coach Wasden, to be able to climb up in that RPI ranking to get a good spot down at state. At the end of the day, you just got to win your games down at state, but having a good seed always helps. And a win today against Grace High School in Grace will help immensely going into that big weekend playing 2 region opponents. We are 2 minutes away. We will go to our starting lineups, our team intro, and then it will be about time for tip-off.
I'm Hazel Wilson. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 1. I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman, and I am number 2. My name is Leah Peterson. I'm going to be a junior, and my number is number 3. I'm Hazel Scott. I'm a freshman, and my number is 4. I'm Molly Weston. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm number 5. Hi, I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a junior, and I'm number 6.
My name is Winley Kirk, and I'm a freshman, and I am number 7.
I'm Dole Stringham. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 9.
I'm Tyler Pugmire. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm number 10.
I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm a senior, and I'm number 11.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore, and I wear number 12.
I'm Chaisley Levitt. I'm a sophomore, and I'm number 13.
My name is Brinley Hatch. I'm a senior, and I'm number 14.
I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior, and I'm number 15.
I'm Emery Thronock. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 17.
My name is Kara Hoffman. I'm a freshman, and my number is 19.
My name is Lyda Taylor. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I wear number 20.
I'm Lexi Rao. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 21.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm number 22.
Lacey McKinnon. I'm a sophomore, and my number is 23.
I'm Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 27.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Is pain holding you back from doing the things you love? At Evanston Regional Hospital, our expert physical therapists can help you get back to feeling your best. We offer personalized treatment plans designed to address your specific needs. Whether you're recovering from an injury, managing chronic pain, or simply looking to improve your mobility, don't let pain control your life. Take control of your health and get moving again. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, because your movement matters.
The Rebels starting lineup has begun. Number 14, Brinley Hatch. Number 22, Braylon Pugmire. Number 5, Molly Weston. Number 3, Leah Peterson. Number 6, Tess Cornea. Number 11, Cass Argyle. And number 15, Paige Smith. Great starting lineup to get us going tonight against Grace. And we are getting a show for the starting lineup for Grace with the lights, turning them off. I like it. Getting the emotions high for this game tonight. So for the starting lineup for the Grace Grizzlies, number 15, Bella Edens. Number 9, Lakeland Zulu. Number 5, Paisley Bartlome. Number 1, Evie Owenslager. Number 4, Kate Williams. Number 10, Josie Newby. And that is the starting lineup. Okay, so we have gotten the starting lineups out of the way, the commercials out of the way, the pregame show out of the way. It is time to go, and both sides seem to be very ready for this matchup. Coach Wasden said that Grace was also at the Cokeville tournament earlier this year. We never matched up with them, but from what Coach Wasden saw, would make for a very even matchup. And we are about to see, for viewers at home that are not able to see, Grace does have some size, especially from number 1, Evie Owenslager. I'm sure her name will be said quite a bit tonight, along with number 15, Bella Edens. Bit of a lineup change that was going on there, and we are ready to go. Potentially. So it looks like there was a bit of a mix-up with the starting card on both sides, as things are changing up quite a bit on both ends. Okay, Grace will start with the opening serve coming from number 9, Lakeland Zulu. Ready to serve it across to the Rebels. All right, Zulu giving the whistle to serve across to the Rebels, and she will do so. Good serve, not returned by the Rebels. The Grizzlies draw first blood in this matchup. 1-0 for Grace. The Zulu will serve again. A good high serve that was going to be in and just barely tipped by the Rebels to go out of bounds. Zulu with serve again to Smith. This time she will dig that over to Cornea, then to Hatch, and across the net to Grace. Served up to Owenslager, back to the Rebels. Pugmire puts that across, almost scores, and now hit the floor with the Rebels. Now drawing even 1-1. Hatch back to serve to the Grizzlies. Great serve across to the middle, back middle. Great hit by the Grizzlies, not returned by Rich, just barely out of reach of Pugmire, as that will go out of bounds. Sub now, Hatch coming out and Smith in to go to the back row. Serving now for the Grizzlies, number 8, J.C. Smith, to serve to the Rebels. Serve back to Weston, over to Cornea, setting up for Pugmire. Blocked by the Grizzlies, and that will not be returned by the Rebels. That will bring us to 3-1 in favor of Grace. Serve over back to Pugmire, who will just tip it over, and that will be successful as she just returned it under the net. Oh, boy. Okay. That definitely went under the net, but the ref is going to disagree on that. So we have controversy early on in this matchup as Grace is awarded that point to go up 4-1. I will say that ball did go under the net. I've never seen that called in favor of the team that put it under the net, but it was. So Grace will serve over 8. J.C. Smith serving to the Rebels. Argyle with the dig over to Cornea. Peterson with the hit in the back corner. Great hit by Peterson right into no man's land where the Grace Grizzlies were not. Now the Rebels will substitute. Lutz will come in for Pugmire. McKinnon in for Cornea as Lutz will be back to set. Try to get us going here as it is 3-2 in favor of the Rebels. So I guess they did not award a point for that ball that went under the net as far as I understand. Lutz with the serve over to Peterson in the middle. They are going to call her foot across the net underneath, and that'll be a point awarded to Grace. Olenslager back to serve to the Rebels, up 4-2 in this first game of the match. Back to Weston, who puts it over to Peterson, then to Lutz, back over to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies will set up to their outside. McKinnon with a great effort to get the block, but it does go out of bounds. 5-2 for Grace. Olenslager with the serve across. Dug well by the Rebels. On the outside to Weston. Returned by Grace to put it back over. Smith with the dig. Lutz with the set over to Peterson, who's going to score again. Great job by the Rebels, by Peterson, putting it right into that back row once again, awarding the Rebels with a point. That brings us within 2 as we sit 5-3 in favor of Grace. Weston back to serve. Good serve right across the net. That will be returned and set up by the Grizzlies. A hit by their middle blocker, and that will be tipped by the Rebels out of bounds. 6-3 for Grace. Another substitute to make note of, Chasley Levitt now in on the front row. For Grace, number 5, Paisley Bartlemay, ready to serve over, which she does. Dug by Weston, over to Lutz, and Levitt with the hit. Blocked but returned by Peterson. Zulu to put it back over. Peterson made a great effort there, but they do call a lift on that. That will award the Lady Grizzlies 7-3 now. Bartlemay to serve over to the Rebels. Good short serve, but Peterson is there to dig it over to Lutz and then to McKinnon. The Grizzlies are doing a great job returning all of our hits and setting up, and they do it once again, hitting it into the back row into no man's land to go up 8-3. If the Rebels are going to stay in this first match, it has to go right now as they find themselves down 5 early on as the Grizzlies. Bartlemay serves it again to Weston, to Lutz. Peterson to put in the back row. This time it is out. It worked in our favor the first 2 times. That one was just out of bounds in that back row spot. Bartlemay still back there serving over to the Rebels, which she will do. Another short one. Weston there to dig over to Lutz. Peterson hits it over, and here goes the Grizzlies to set up once again. Middle hitter, out of bounds. And look, I'm going to apologize to everyone at home. I know I said middle hitter, and I'm pretty sure that is not a position in volleyball. Middle blocker hit it there. So everyone, be patient with me. Tomorrow during the football game, I'll have better vocabulary, but I will make sure everyone knows what is going on here as the Rebels serve over to Grace. Great block by the middle blockers for the Rebels. Gets it back to Lutz. And they're going to call double hit on the Rebels. So the Rebels have shot themselves in the foot a couple times with a lift into the net and also a double hit as we find ourselves down 10-4 here early on in the first game of this match. Weston, great dig from the back over to Lutz. McKinnon trying to get it on the opposite side, and it is just out. So the Grizzlies will continue to serve, and that will be from number 32, Tess Jorgensen, a junior. Good serve Good effort by the Rebels, but it's not enough as we go out of bounds there. Both Smith and Levitt try to return that. The Grizzlies have had some great serves so far. Usually they come short and our back row has to move up, but on that one it was just rocketed back to our back row as Jorgensen will serve to Rich again. Good strong serve, but too strong, as that will bring the Rebels down 12-5. We have subs as Cornea is coming in for McKinnon and Pugmire in for Lutz. And we will have Tess Cornea back to serve, back to the Grizzlies. A good serve that will be returned by the Grizzlies. Good setup. And they are called, is that in the net? In the net again by the Rebels once again. Just some self-mistakes that are hurting us early on. Something you don't want to do on the road is you can dig yourself into a hole very quickly. Grizzlies serve over Weston to Cornea, over to Pugmire on the outside. Really trying to get something going here. Big hit by 15, Bella Edens. They keep going to her. So I thought that number 1, Olin Slager, would be the one getting most of their hits, but it is apparent right now that Edens is the one that they'll be going to, and she is just a sophomore. Serve over to Levitt, and that will be dug by the Grizzlies and returned back over. It is tough to get a score on them right now. Cornea to the middle to Hatch, and that will be blocked once again by this big Grizzly front. And the Rebels will take a timeout as we find ourselves down 10. We will be back after this.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
We're back. Coach Wasden wanted to talk about it, make some mid-game adjustments as we find ourselves down 10 here early on. This Grace Grizzlies team is impressive so far. Bella Edens, she is a player. She is making us pay when they get it out to her. Also, number 9, Lakeland Zulu. That front three, complete with Olenslager, is a good lineup. As number 10, Josie Newby, a senior, will serve over. The libero will serve to the Rebels. She'll serve over. Pugmire with the dig over to Cornea. Back to Pugmire. See if we can get things going here. Blocked by Olenslager. Boom, that will hit the ground. Okay, the Rebels now hopefully have some life in them as we are finding ourselves down 15-6. But volleyball is all about momentum, and the Rebels will try to build that here. Cassie Argyle in to serve, subbing in for Levitt. Argyle with the serve, mixed over, is going to be too much. Out, just barely out. That will give the Grizzlies a lead of 10 on the scoreboard as we are getting deeper into this first match. Zulu back to serve. The Rebels need to make a run here to keep in this first match. Weston with the dig, back to Cornea, back to Weston. Grizzlies serve up. Over to Cornea, Weston to tip over. The Grizzlies will sub Olenslager from the middle, barely tipped into no man's land, and not enough. Good play there by Olenslager. They kept going deep, and she just tipped it right over. Zulu continues to serve from that back row. Zulu with the serve. Smith with the dig. Up front to Cornea, who will set it up to Pugmire. Jorgensen hits it over to the Rebels. The Rebels, a little bit of miscommunication there between Pugmire and Hatch. They will rally just off our hands. and that will bring it to 18-6. We are just not able to return these hits from the outside of the Grizzlies. They have come to play. The Rebels looking to stop the momentum here as Zulu to serve over to the Rebels. Dug by Weston, but it hits the ceiling, giving it more momentum. Smith tries to make something out of nothing there, and it hits just the edge of the net, giving the Grizzlies a 19-6 start. Definitely not what the Rebels wanted. Luckily, we have a lot of volleyball left. Rebels are going to have to get some life into them as Weston digs to Cornea, put back to Pugmire, hits to the back row of the Grizzlies. They keep it alive. Hatch hits it over to Zulu. Good dig by Zulu, keeping it alive. Jorgensen sends it back over to the Rebels, to Smith, to Cornea, and to Pugmire, who will get us a point there. It has been a bit. Rebels need some life here, and that will certainly help as we have Peterson subbing in for Smith. Hatch back to serve. Hatch has been able to go on some runs with serves this year. Hopefully this is one of them right here. A good serve cross court. Miscommunication by the Grizzlies. That is beneficial for Rich, and it could not come at a better time as we are looking to make a run here, down 19-8 in this first period. Hatch to serve. Good serve across, met by Jorgensen. Tipped over. The Rebels are going to have to get this one back under control, which they do. Hatch sends it back over. Grizzlies looking to have a 3-hit set here. Oh, good spike by Olenslager, but we keep it alive. Great job, ladies. They're going to call into the net by the Grizzlies. That was a great effort because Olenslager had a direct hit down, but it was dug by the Rebels. Keeping it alive here, 19-9 here in the first period. Hatch keeping us alive with these serves here. Another great serve. The Grizzlies will send it back on that third hit. Corney to set up Peterson from the middle. That was a block by the Rebels, just tipped and out of bounds. Waiting for the call. That took a second, but it was definitely apparent that we did tip that out of bounds. Good effort from our blockers there to try to put it back on the other side, and it was just out of bounds. The Grizzlies making some subs here as number 8, J.C. Smith, will serve over to the awaiting Rebels. Find ourselves 20-9. And I apologize that our scoreboard went down for a minute. Here we go, back. Rebels with a great spike across, but the Grizzlies once again keep it alive as the Rebels try to, and that will hit the floor, 21-9. Not for lack of effort, but this is an impressive Grace Grizzlies team that we find ourselves playing tonight here on their home court. J.C. Smith to serve to the Rebels. Smith to Smith, good dig by Smith, over to Pugmire. Argyle to put it over. It seems that the Rebels are having a hard time getting any sort of potential kills set up as we are just flying all over the court and setting it back over. It is making it tough for the Rebels to get points on the scoreboard. 22-9 for the Lady Grizzlies, as Smith will serve across to the Rebels. Smith with the serve over to Weston, set up to Corney. Let's see if we can get a good spike here, which we do. The Grizzlies try to block it, but it was not enough. The Rebels into double digits now, 22-10. Lady Grizzlies just 3 points away as the Rebels will try to make them earn every single one of them. Lutz is in for Pugmire, and she will serve. Also out Cornea, subbed with Levitt, who is now taking her place in the front row. Good serve by Lutz. Zulu to Olenslager. Good dig by Smith, then to Lutz, over to McKinnon. Good dig by the Grizzlies, who will set up. Good block by the Rebels. Peterson and Weston with the big block there, giving us that point, 22-11 in favor of the Grizzlies. Lutz to have her second serve here. Just out of bounds, out of the back. Once again, serves. Being tough on the Rebels this year. especially when their Lady Grizzlies are just a few points away. Let's see if the Lady Rebels will keep clawing in this first period. Olenslager with the serve. Good dig by Smith. Up front to Lutz. Over to McKinnon. Just barely hit the net. If that goes over the net, we have a great kill there. The Lady Grizzlies look to close out this first period with match point 24-11 coming up here. Olenslager with the serve. That'll go below the net. Rebels stay alive, 24-12. Levitt to sub in for Argyle. Weston back to serve. Once again, 24-12 in favor of the Grizzlies. That will be out of bounds, giving the Grizzlies match point, taking the first match as we go into the second period. We'll be back after our message from our sponsors. This is a Rich High Volleyball production, T7 production, on my local radio and also broadcast on 98.3 KDQ FM.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
We are back as I get our scoreboard reset here, which is good news for the Rebels. As I said earlier, volleyball is a game of momentum, and the Rebels have to gain some here at the beginning of the second period. I have a question for our viewers that I always confuse myself on. Are we about to start the second game or the second match? And is the whole thing one match or one game? Text it to me. Winner gets nothing. But I got to know, because I got to say it correctly on here. For now, I'm going to say starting the second period, because I will just go off what the scoreboard says. But text that to me. I know somebody knows. Got lots of Rich County listeners that are very versed in the volleyball world. But something we all know is that our Lady Rebels have had very good momentum this season. Versus Altamont, versus Cokeville, even though that Cokeville match did not go in our favor, we had some great moments. South Summit, the second game of the season, a very talented South Summit team. We battled all night long. That is what the Lady Rebels need to dig deep and get here, and I know that is what Coach Wasden is telling them right now, that we need to dig deep here. The momentum is on the other side of the net right now. It is tough to come to someone else's home. They had a great pregame. They've got a student body who's loud over there. They got lots of fans here that are cheering them on, but this is when sports are fun. You got to dig deep. You got to make something happen. I do love how in volleyball, even if that first match did not go your way, it is now reset. We are playing best of 5 as our Lady Rebels come out. I know that they can do this, and they can win this second one and even it up going into the third game. Ridge Lundgren texted me, second squabble. I can roll with that until someone gives me the right answer. Second squabble here for this volleyball game. For all you watching, it is apparent that Grace has some great athletes on that other side of the net. But as I said, we have the potential to be able to even this thing up as Argyle is back to serve to the Grizzlies. So first serve, Grace sends it back over the net, earning that first point. So Colton, our producer, I believe is the winner. He says best of 5 sets, the team that wins 3 sets wins the match. So we are in the second set of this match. As Zulu serves over to the Rebels, Cornea sets up Weston, that tips it over. Olin Slager keeps it alive, back to the back row. Jorgensen sends it back over to Smith with a good dig. Cornea sets it backside to Pugmire, just barely blocked by the Grizzlies to go up 2-0. It is important here to not let the Grizzlies go on a run like we did in that first set, as that momentum needs to shift here for the Lady Rebels. Zulu with a very good serve. Weston digs it, but just right over the net for Olin Slager to put it right back on the floor as the Grizzlies go up 3-0. Now, once again, I talked about how crucial this game is in terms of the RPI, but not only for RPI and seeding, but for momentum and confidence going to Tabiona tomorrow and then Altamont as well. Zulu to serve over to the Rebels. Smith with the dig, but it did hit the light, which gave it lots of momentum coming back down to the floor. Important here for the Rebels to keep their head as they find themselves down 4-0. They got to dig deep here in the second set. Zulu with the serve. That will not be kept alive. That goes just out of bounds. 5-0 for the Lady Grizzlies. Zulu finding herself with up 5-0, still serving. Across to Weston, to Cornea, to the middle, to Hatch, who will be returned by the Grizzlies. Jorgensen from the back row puts it over to Argyle. To Cornea, set up for Hatch, who tried to tip it over and just off her fingertips. So the technical call was 4 hits there as Hatch tried to recover. 6-0 for the Grizzlies. Argyle back to receive that, puts it to Cornea, over to Weston, who puts it in the backside corner. That is returned by the Rebels, but our arch nemesis tonight in Bella Edens continues to be a problem on that outside for Grace. That will give the Grizzlies a 7-0 lead as Coach Wasden wants to talk about it here. We'll go to break. This is the Rich High Lady Rebels, a T7 production brought to you by My Local Radio and 98.3 KDQ FM.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back, and thank you to all you willingful listeners to help me know that it is sets for a match. Annalisa Bell, Dave Holmes for your insights. Drake Weston claims that he knew. I think he just texted me after we already figured it out. All right, Zulu with the serve over to the Rebels. That will go out as the Rebels will now have some life. As we get on the board, 7-1 for the Grizzlies, but now we have the ball in our corner as Hatch will serve across to the Grizzlies. A jump serve, and that is off the head. I don't think I've seen that yet this year. Off the head of Newbie, the libero for the Grizzlies, and she's getting a laugh out of that. That is definitely a new one. Yep, off the head of Newbie. I don't know if I'll get to say that again this year. But Hatch with a successful serve as she will wait for that whistle to serve over to the Grizzlies. 7-2 in favor of Grace. A jump serve back to Jorgensen. Ooh, in. That was a close one. Edens once again from that outside hitter position puts it right where you want it to be, right on the line, which will be an in play for the Grizzlies, going up 8-2. Number 8, J.C. Smith to serve over to the Rebels. Smith went on a run in the last set. Rebels will dig it back to Pugmire, who will set it over. Zulu over to Jorgensen, who will also set it over. Weston with the good dig to Cornea, back to Weston. That is blocked, but a great reaction by Peterson. Zulu sets to Owen Slager, who just puts it over. This is a battle that results in a score for the Grizzlies, hitting it over our back row, who would come up as the battle was happening at the net. The Rebels really need to stay alive here. 9-2. We are absolutely still in contentions as Weston will dig that. Cornea, great effort, diving to keep that alive. Cornea back to her spot, great effort on her part. Owen Slager, she likes those tips, just barely over the net. Weston will try to get that over, and that will be blocked by that tall front by the Grizzlies, bringing this 10-2 in favor of Grace. Smith once again going on a run from that server position, just like in the first set. Smith with the serve, a big high serve to Argyle, set by Cornea, kept alive by the Rebels. That front by Grace is impressive, but we get him on this one. A good set by Pugmire to get it just over the long arms of that front, that Grizzly front. And Pugmire will serve it now back over to Grace as the Rebels have 7 points to make up for here, looking to go on a run. Pugmire with the serve, that will go out of bounds. The Rebels not helping themselves out with some of the things here, but that is part of the deal in volleyball. Grace has had their mistakes too. You just try to make the least amount of mistakes each set. As Owen Slager with the serve. Good dig by Weston over to Argyle. Peterson calls for it and puts it on the opposite side of the court. Good tip by Peterson, but Zulu keeps it alive. Back to Smith. Some of the smart viewers probably know what happened there. All I know is we did get the point there. The Rebels will sub Levitt in for Argyle as Weston goes back to serve. 11-4 in favor of Grace. Weston with the serve back to Jorgensen. Zulu with the serve to the outside. Weston dig to Cornea. Over to Levitt on the outside, and that will not be handled by Zulu. Great hit by Levitt. We are feeling the excitement from the Rich High sideline and the Rich High faithful here as we will try to go on a run here with Weston serving over to Grace, trailing 11-5. Weston with the serve, just outside, 12-5 for the Grizzlies as they will take over on serving, and that will be number 5, Paisley Bartlemay. Bartlemay to serve over the net to Peterson. Set back by Cornea to Peterson. Grace will return that over to 32. Great dig by Pugmire to Cornea. And Peterson will try to get that over, but it is blocked by that Grizzly front, bringing them up 13-5. Bartlemay looking to extend this lead here in the second set. Good serve that just barely touches the top of the net. Good dig by Smith to Cornea and to Peterson now. Over to Zulu. But that is a double hit by the Grizzlies, and that could not come at a better time for the Rebels. As Smith will go back to serve here, trying to get on a run here, down 13-6 in this second set. Good serve by Smith back to the back row. Set up for Zulu, now playing at that outside hitter position, and she's successful as the ball hits the ground. Grizzlies up 14-6. As the Rebels look to return this serve of Jorgensen's and to set something up to get some points rallying for the Rebels. Jorgensen with the serve, dig by Weston. Back to Cornea in the middle. double hit by the Rebels. 15-6 in favor of the Grizzlies. Jorgensen back to serve to the Rebels. Rebels ready for that serve. Good strong serve. Smith there for the dig. Over to Cornea. To Hatch over across. As Jorgensen puts it just over the net. Good pass by Hatch to Cornea. Now to Levitt. Good strong hit, but that is returned by the Grizzlies. A good volley is being set up here. Just served over the net. Just set over the net by the Grizzlies. Levitt puts it in the back row. Grizzlies keeping it alive. This is great efforts on both sides as Cornea sets up Levitt in the corner to try to put this thing away. Weston with the dig. Cornea, the setter, just puts it over, and the Grizzlies continue to keep it alive. Smith with the good pass, set to Levitt, and we get it. That was well earned. Rebels keep it alive and get that well earned point. 15-7. The ladies getting some energy here. A couple points here would be huge as the Rebels down 15-7, looking to even this one up. Cornea with the serve. Crossed. Zulu with the set to the outside. Out. Point for the Rebels, 15-8 in this second set. Cornea back to serve again. Cornea serve to the back row. Zulu with the set outside. Good return by the Rebels out to Levitt again. Levitt rebounds, puts it back to the setter. Pugmire over as the good tip by Pugmire and Hatch there. Smith with the pass to Cornea. Over to Pugmire. Good hit, but that is returned. We are getting some great hits here, but great returns as well by the Grizzlies. These Lady Rebels are showing some serious heart here. They are not going down quietly. Zulu from the outside hitter position. Cornea. Oh, Cornea with the great effort. Miscommunication on that front row for the Rebels. As I say, despite the score being 16-8, the Rebels are really showing some great effort here. Now I apologize. Sometimes I am getting in the moment and forgetting to update here. I will try my best there. Grizzlies serve over to the Rebels. Smith to Cornea, over to Hatch, who sends it opposite way. Almost a miscommunication by the Grizzlies, but they get it back over to Cornea. And to Pugmire with a great hit, keeps it alive just on our side of the net. The Rebels are just inches away from getting these points. 17-8 for the Grizzlies. Newby with the serve over to Smith. Cornea with a great effort to keep that alive. And that will be called a double hit once again for the Rebels, giving the Grizzlies a 10-point lead as Wasden will take a timeout. 18-8 in favor of Grace. This is a T7 production on My Local Radio and 98.3 KADQ. This is Rich High Lady Rebel Volleyball.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back here in Grace, Idaho. The Rebels down 1-0 as we find ourselves down 18-8 in the second set. Coach Wasden calling a timeout to regroup as number 10 for the Lady Grizzlies, Josie Newby, will serve across. Good pass by Pugmire. Set back to Pugmire. Wow, great hit by Pugmire. That is exactly what we need. Whatever Coach Wasden told her in the huddle just paid off, as the Rebels will now be down 18-9. Wow, that was a great hit by Pugmire. Let's just get a few more of those. That will give you momentum. Do what you need to do. Argyle with the serve. Great serve across Short of the net, Newby to Olenslager. And that is just tipped off the Rebel fingertips. Grizzlies doing a good job of bouncing back from that great hit by Pugmire to now regain control of the ball as Zulu will serve to the Rebels. Out of bounds. Heads up play by Smith there, as that was a close call, but that was a good heads up play as the Rebels now will take over with the ball here. Hatch to serve across to the Grizzlies. Good jump serve to the back corner. Zulu setting it up for the outside, just over Weston with the pass. Set over to Pugmire. Good dig by the Grizzlies, but just over the net to the Rebels, who sends it right back. Good. Pugmire is there for the block as Zulu tries to just tip that one over. 19-11 for the Rebels. Grace is not yet in the 20s. We have time. We just need a run here. Hatch to serve. Hatch jump serve across court. Zulu with the set on the outside. Just tipped. Good tip by the Rebels, returning it over. Zulu going back to that outside corner. Good block by the Rebels. And just outside. Bella Edens had gone quiet there for a minute, but she is back there for that hit that our blockers good effort to, but just off our fingertips to the outside. Sub in, Peterson in for Hatch now. As number 8, J.C. Smith to serve over to the Rebels. Argyle with the pass up front to Cornea. Over to Peterson in the middle, and Olenslager will send that right back down. I would assume she does that regularly in this league here in the Southeastern Idaho League. She is tall with those long arms. That was a tough block there. Smith to serve over to the Rebels again as the Rebels are down 21-11 in the second set. That will go out of bounds and back to the Rebels. 21-12 in favor of the Grizzlies as Pugmire will go back to serve back across to the Lady Grizzlies. That will go into the net, 22-12 as the Grizzlies near that 25-point mark. Olenslager now is back to serve to the Rebels. Jump serve over to the Rebels. Pass by Argyle, but that will not be found by our setter. 23-12 in favor of Grace. Our ladies will need to dig deep here as Olenslager serves across to the middle to Smith. Good pass to Cornea up front that will put it over. And I believe that was 32, Tess Jorgensen putting it right into the middle, right into no man's land as Grace will climb 24-12, going for set point here. Olenslager with the jump serve across. Pass by Argyle to Cornea, who will put it to the outside to Peterson. That'll be out of bounds, giving the 25th point to Grace going into the third set. The Rebels will look to reassess here as we will go to a quick break as we are going into that third period. Third set.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
Look at our Rich High Faithful, which we do have a good amount of crowd here. We are about 2 hours from Randolph, hour and a half as you get closer to Garden City from Grace. As the Rebels find themselves down 2 sets to nothing as the Grace Grizzlies try to close this thing out. Here's the deal. The Rebels can continue to keep this game alive. We have seen many volleyball games that you get down 2 sets to nothing, but you battle back. I still remember a couple years ago with that one at Bear Lake where we found ourselves in this exact same situation and we ended up winning in 5. You just never know. We will see the girls dig deep here, try to get some life going. It is a tall task when you're on the road against a talented team like Grace, but we have the tools, we have the motivation to keep this thing alive as we are looking for a big win going into this weekend. We are sitting at 9:45, pretty late game compared to what we are used to, but both teams are playing late. So I do not mean to have that as an advantage either way, just making a point that hopefully the Lady Rebels will get some shut-eye on the bus on the way home, as they've got an early morning to head to a talented Tabiona team tomorrow. We will go to a quick break here. We will be back in 1 minute. This is a T7 production of Rich High Volleyball on my local radio and broadcasted on 98.3 KADQ.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Back. Almost poetic as I was talking about going to Tabiona in the morning. Grace is now playing Eye of the Tiger as we enter our third set here. I guarantee Lee Gines called Grace and put them up to that, because that is poetic, as we later tonight will head off with our next game being at Tabiona. That's funny. Okay, the Lady Rebels will now start the third set as they try to keep this thing alive. As you look out here, we still have life. We still have energy. I do not see heads down. I don't see eyes down. I see a group of girls who are ready to continue this battle against a very talented Grace Grizzly team. Okay, sorry. I had to adjust my hat. I am putting on my rally cap. We are looking to keep this one alive as the Grizzlies with number 9, Zulu, who's had a great game today, serving over to the Rebels at the beginning of this third set. Let me get our scoreboard here. Zulu with the serve. Weston with the pass to Cornea. To Hatch. Back across, the battle right at the line. Argyle doing a great job keeping this alive. Zulu with the serve to the outside, into the net. The Rebels for the first time tonight, and I am going to say this is a good omen with the first points of the set as Hatch is back to serve. Hatch with the strong serve back to the back row. Zulu with the set to the outside. Argyle, a good dig, front row. Ref doesn't like it. 2 hits. 2 hits for the Rebels. That will even this thing up 1-1. Hatch to come out, and I believe, I was looking down, I believe Peterson or Smith came in on the substitution there, as number 8, J.C. Smith, will serve over to the Rebel side. 1-1 here at the beginning of the third set. Serve over to Smith, up front to Cornea, who will put it outside to Weston. That's too much, as it is now 2-1 in favor of the Rebels. The key here is to keep this score close. We do not, in the past 2 sets, we have found ourselves down with a larger margin before either team gets to 10. So the key here is to keep this thing close right here at the beginning, as Weston will put it to Cornea to the outside to Pugmire. A good hit downwards. Zulu keeping it alive. Smith from the back row to R. Smith in the back row. Cornea to set over to Pugmire, who keeps it alive. Cornea to keep it alive. Great effort by the Rebels as Smith puts it over the net. Weston to tip it over, and the Rebels will even this up 2-2. You would think with the energy the Rebels are playing with, this is the 5th game, and that is exactly what it is going to take here to keep this thing alive here in the third set. As Pugmire looks to serve over to the Grizzlies. Pugmire with the serve. That is a great serve and not handled by Grace. Let's continue to have these great serves. Get us some quick points as the Rebels go up 3-2 here in the third set. Pugmire again with the serve to the back row. Zulu set to the outside to Jorgensen. Weston keep it alive, and Argyle to keep it. We are playing with some heart here as Zulu puts it to the outside to Jorgensen again, and that is, oh, it is in. Just on the line there. Okay, we are evened up 3-3. A much closer battle going on right here in the third set for the Rebels. It is a great effort by our girls here. Olin Slager here with the serve. Good jump serve to Weston. Gets it to Peterson and Corney to put it over. Almost double hit there. Zulu puts it over to Smith. Pass up front to Corney, who will put it out to Weston, who sets it over to the back row. They just get there. Zulu keeping it alive. Oh, that is 4 hits, and the Rebels will take the lead 4-3 as Levitt comes in for Argyle. Levitt, a good presence on the outside. We'll see if she can help get us some scores here in the third set as Weston to serve across to the Grizzlies, just over the net. As they handle it, Smith over to Smith. Cornea setting up Peterson to tip it over to the back row. Zulu to the outside to Jorgensen. Levitt, great effort to keep it alive, and it does not. It goes out. Cornea risking everything there. She plummets into the stands. Great effort by Tess Cornea and Chaisley Levitt there. 4-4 here in the third set, as we have Bartlemay serving over to the Rebels. Wasden adjusting alignment there. Bartlemay with the serve, straight to Weston, who gets it to Cornea, over to Levitt. Barely tipped by the Grizzlies, and great hit by Levitt there. 5-4 in favor of the Rebels. Smith back to serve. We will see if we can get on a run here, which would be huge here in a do-or-die set for the Rebels. Smith with the serve over to the Grizzlies, keeping alive. Bartlemay to Jorgensen. Weston to Corney to set it up for Levitt again. Just tipped, handled this time by the Grizzlies. Hatch sets it up over to Corney and Levitt. Bartlemay to Jorgensen, who sends it back over to Pugmire. Now Corney is setting up to Levitt again. Just tipped by the Grizzlies to their back row. Back set to Zulu. Will put it back to the Rebels as Weston puts it over to the outside. This is creating a big volley once again and into the net for the Grizzlies. Rebels, I believe, biggest lead of the night so far, 6-4, up 2. And we are doing exactly what we needed to do here, keeping this thing close in the first part of the third set. Smith serving it over to the Grizzlies. Bartlemay setting up Jorgensen on the outside. Tipped by the Rebels, slowing down that momentum. Pugmire to put it over across court. Set by Bartlemay. Nobody's talking for it. Bit of miscommunication by the Grizzlies. Hopefully in our favor as Hatch gets it over, and that will not be returned. Great job by the Rebels there. We are getting some momentum. We have smiles. We have laughs going on. That is a good sign as Smith will serve. Let's keep her serving back there as we rack up these points. 7-4 for the Rebels. Smith the serve. Over to Zulu to put it over from the outside. Pugmire with a great return. Hatch to the outside. We were hoping for a tip there, but there was a tip. Was a tip. Great. That was a big call there. 8-4 for the Rebels. The ref is saying it hit a forearm there. So the Rebels and Smith will keep this thing alive. 8-4. Rebels look to keep this momentum going as Smith serves it over the net. Bartlemay to set up Zulu on the outside. Good hit down to Smith. Good pass. Cornea out to Levitt on the outside. This is a battle here as Zulu puts it up over to Jorgensen on the middle. Smith to Cornea. To Hatch that gets blocked. 4 hits is called by the Rebels. Tough call there as The Grizzlies are now down just 8-5 here in the third set. As we have some fans here heading out as we are at almost 10 o'clock as that little guy is fast asleep. Jorgensen with the serve over to the Rebels. Kept alive. Cornea to Hatch, and that will be out as the Grizzlies are now gaining the momentum you don't want to see if you're the Rebels. 8-6 here in the third set. Once again, Rebels down 2-0 in this game as we will try to win this third set and keep it alive. That serve is just off the hands of Levitt. Grizzlies pulling within one. I know I sound like a broken record, but it is time for the Lady Rebels to dig deep here and keep this one alive. We got to win this third set and try our hopes to get to that fifth game here. Serve to Pugmire in the back. Cornea serves it just over. Zulu serves across the outside. Good dig to keep it alive by Pugmire as Hatch will put it over. Hits the ceiling to Jorgensen. Back to Pugmire. Cornea sets up Levitt on the outside, and that will be a hit. Great hit by Levitt. The Grizzlies were there, but it hit the floor first in favor for the Rebels. 9-7 as Cornea takes the ball back to serve over to the Grizzlies. Cornea serves over cross court, is handled by, but not in time. Zulu tries to do the sneaky move by a setter by setting it back over, and it hits the net. 10-7 for the Rebels. Cornea, good serve across. Over to Zulu, setting up on the outside. Oh, and it was tipped and not communicated by the Rebels. That will give the Grizzlies a point. 10-8. Rebels with the lead here in the third set, looking to extend this match. Number 10, Josie Newby, the libero, serving over to the Rebels. Smith stopping it in its tracks. Cornea sends it over to Hatch. Zula with the fingertips, but just off her fingertips. 11-8. The Rebels playing very well here in the third set as Argyle comes in for Levitt. Levitt had made great of her time out there. Had some great hits, good blocks as Argyle goes back to serve. Gosh, and that will be just under the net there as the Grizzlies will now be down 9-11 in favor of the Rebels. We just got to keep this momentum going for the Rebels. As they say, side out here as Zulu will serve it across to Argyle in the back. Good pass up front to Cornea. That will be over the net. Smith handles it well. Back to Cornea again. Over to Weston. That is blocked but out of bounds. 12-9 for the Rebels. The Rebels 13 points away. Seems like an eternity with how big this set is. Hatch serves it over to the back. Jorgensen of the Grizzlies to Zulu. Over to Bartlett-May that just gets it over. That will make it 12-10 in favor of the Rebels. Smith in for Hatch. Take her place as libero in the back row as Smith will come in for Edens. Edens just a sophomore. She made some noise in that first set, but it has been more of the Zulu show and the Jorgensen show from Grace as our Lady Rebels continue to battle here in the third set. Smith with the pass up to Cornea. Peterson from the middle, great hit. Will they handle it? Yes, they do. Ogenslaver keeps that thing alive as Weston will try to do the same, and it hits the net. You have to give props to Ohlenslinger there. That was a great effort on her part to keep that thing moving across. But it's always much more fun when it's in your favor to have those big plays as Smith will serve across to the Rebels. And that will be out of bounds. And we will take it. 13-11 for the Rebels in this third set. Pugmire back to serve. Ooh, that is a great serve just over the net. But Zulu will set up. Bartlett-May, we blocked it. They sent it back. Now we got Zulu putting it outside to Jorgensen once again. Pugmire, great dig there. Out to Smith from that back middle spot. Zulu setting up. Olenslager, and it is right into no man's land. Olenslager has good vision there. She puts it right where we were not. The Rebels hanging on to this 1-point lead here in the third set as Olenslager is set to serve. She puts it over to the Rebels. Smith steps up. Good pass to Cornea to Weston. Olenslager with the dig, but will they get there? Yes. Zulu puts it back to Bartlome. Over across to Argyle, to Cornea. Back to Weston on the outside. It is tipped. In the net for, well, in favor of the Rebels. 14-12. Big call there. This is a boxing match here in the third set as Weston will serve to the Grizzlies. Into the net. 14-13 for the Grizzlies as the Rebels are just hanging on to this lead, doing a great job here to just stay ahead. As Bartlome will serve over. Weston with the pass to Corney, does a great job keeping it alive. Levitt, oh, the ceiling almost played us in favor of that. But that will knot it up as we were over the line there. 14-14, it is knotted up. Bartlome to serve once again to Smith. She's had some great passes tonight. Cornea to Levitt. Good hit there, but Bartlome keeps it alive, sending it over to Jorgensen, out of bounds. Just double checking on the ref call there if there was a tip, and there was not. 15-14 for the Rebels. Page will serve over to the Grizzlies here. Waiting for that whistle, and here we go. We are just 10 points away from closing this set out. Great serve by Smith, but the Grizzlies handle it as Zulu puts it into the net. 16-14 for the Rebels. Just 9 away, single digits away from closing this one out. It would be big. For those that want to go to bed, you better go now because we're going to extend this thing. Smith gets it across to the Grizzlies. They do a good job keeping it alive. Cornea puts it over onto the outside to Levitt. A good hit. She keeps it alive twice. Oh. And I believe that was number 17, Amanda Cooper, from that middle blocker position. Just puts it right over our back row's heads as now the Grizzlies pull within one, 16-15. As Edens checks back in. And we have Jorgensen serving over to the Rebels as the Rebels prepare themselves for that serve. Just over the net, Smith, another great pass to Corney up front. Levitt, good hit, but the Grizzlies keep it alive. Jorgensen from the back row, I believe that is out of bounds. 17-15 in favor of the Rebels as Tess Cornea will serve. Turn that serve as the Rebels look to get a 3-point lead here in the third set. Cornea, good set. Zulu sets it just over on the second hit, and that will be in the Grizzlies' favor. We have a tight set going on right now. Is it 17-16 for the Lady Rebels? 10, Josie Newby to serve. Good serve, but even better pass by Weston. Over to Levitt. Oh, great effort to keep that one alive as that was a good hit by the Grizzlies, and we just put it out of bounds. 17-17. Good effort on both sides as that was a good blocked hit by the Grizzlies, a good dig by us, but just out of bounds as Newby will once again serve, and I believe that's going to be out. 18-17 for the Rebels. We now have Levitt back to serve. A good multiple point run would be huge here as we are just up one nearing the end of this set. Levitt with a great serve that will not be handled. That is put into the top row. 19-17 for the Rebels. As I say, if Levitt can get a few more points here and put us into the 20s, that is going to be a good gap and hopefully close this one out and head to the fourth set. Levitt, great serve again. This time it is handled well by the Grizzlies. Over to Lulu, to Bartlome. Cornea with a great dig, and she gets back up just to set it over again, and we put it into the net. The Grizzlies are not going away quietly in this set. They've got the 2-0 lead. They want to close this thing out. The Rebels want to keep going. The Rebels will play till midnight if it can lead to a win. Working hard here. Zulu with the serve across to the Rebels. Lady Rebels ready to receive that. Zulu to Smith, to Cornea, outside to Weston, who will put it back to Smith. Zulu over to Olenslinger. She loves that move, and we were ready for it this time. Weston to put it over. It is a moon ball. Back over to Zulu. That's a good hit. Even better dig by Smith. Over to Zulu, to Bartlome. Argyle gets it up. Over to Cornea, over to Pugmire. Who wants this one? It is a battle for this point. Rebels with a block. What's the call there? We got it. We got it. 4 hits on the Grizzlies. The Rebels, 20-18. Hatch looking to serve, looking to close this one out. She's had some good runs in the serving department so far. She puts it over. I thought we had that point there. The Rebels have it. Cornea sets up Peterson in the middle, and it drops on the side of the Grizzlies. Great job, Lady Rebels, as Grace is going to take a timeout here. And so will we. We are just going to take 1 minute here. This is a T7 production. My local radio, KDQ 98.3. Go Rebels.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
A battle going here in the third set as the Rebels find themselves up 3, looking to close this one out and extend this match to the fourth set. Hatch back to serve. Looks like the Grizzlies have their normal lineup out there. Cross court, good serve. Zulu sends it back to Bartlome. Oh, just over our heads. 19. That will bring the score to 19. Rebels are at 21. This is a time to side out for the Rebels. Get that ball back. We are 4 points away from winning the third set against the Grizzlies. But it is just a 2-point margin here, which is very, very close. Bartlome with the good serve. Rebels handle it. Corney just puts it over. Smith, good dig. She has had a great game today. Peterson just puts it, tips it over. Zulu. Over to Jorgensen, blocked by our middle blockers. Pugmire and Peterson put it right back. That is a huge play. That brings it 22-19. That is a big play because if the Grizzlies score there, they are just within 1. Now we find ourselves up 3. Pugmire serve across to Smith. Peterson finishes it off, 23-19. Come on, ladies, let's close this one out. 23-19 as Pugmire goes to serve, but the Grizzlies want to talk about it. We will stay right here. I'm going to go back to that block by both Peterson and Pugmire. And I'm telling you guys, you can see it on the camera here. There is life on this Rich High volleyball team. They have dealt with a lot of adversity this year. They have dealt with some tough losses. There's a ton of pressure on them. And you know, rightly so. We are a volleyball community. They are up for the challenge. I see life in them. This is a group of girls who can get it done as we find ourselves up 23-19 against a very talented Grace Grizzlies team. Coach Wasden, she is getting them ready to go out there. She's smiling. You love to see it as we are 10 seconds away to close this out, as I believe Pugmire will be in the back row just back to serve here. The sophomore looking to get us 2 more points to close this thing out and go into set number 4. where anything can happen in that fourth set. Pugmire ready to serve. Let's get a good one here, and it is handled by Smith. Over to Zulu, outside to Ohlenslinger. Pugmire with the return. Cornelius sets it up for Weston to tip it over. Also gets tipped. We are starting to figure out each other's game, that's for sure. Weston puts it right in the middle to put us up 24-19. Molly able to put it into the heart of the defense as Pugmire looks to close this one out, 24-19 for our Lady Rebels. We would love to see an ace here, and do we? Yes, we do! Right on the line. Pugmire keeps this game alive with her teammates as we are going to the fourth set. This is a T7 Propane production. Rich High Lady Rebels on my local radio and 98.3 KDQ, my FM. We'll be back. Fourth set.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
We are back. We are back. That was fun. That was a great way to end that third set. These girls are putting it all out there. That was a great ace by Pugmire to end that one. We will see who wants it here. Will the Rebels extend this by taking the fourth set, putting us into the fifth set here as we are getting quarter after 10. But these girls don't care. Like I said, both sides, they will play as long as it takes to finish this thing out. There are a few kids that I literally see sleeping in the stands because their parents are not going to miss this one, as this will have a great finish for somebody. We will clear this off. Sad to see that 24-19 go away, but we got to reset that as we go into the fourth set. Now I'm just giving what I'm seeing here. Grace is looking a little bit not excited at the moment versus the Rebels jumping around, giving each other fives. If you're a coach or if you're a Rebel fan, that is exactly what you want to see right now. As Argyle looks to set it to Grace. Last time it was key that we kept things very close, those first 10 points. Let's see if we do it again here, see if it works in our favor. Not the start you want, as that will go out of bounds for the Grizzlies. This is a big serve here. What will the Rebels do here? Got to keep it alive. Got to keep this excitement alive. Down 1-0. That doesn't mean anything. Let's keep this alive. As Argyle, good pass over to Weston, who will serve it over, and it is blocked by Ohlenslinger. Ohlenslinger loves those blocks. Brother Rob Leifson texted me saying somebody found the defibrillator, keeping the Rebels alive, very much so. They do find themselves down 2-0 early here. Got to get on the board. Will they give it to us? Yes, I believe they call the Grizzlies in the net there. It was hitting the ground anyway. 2-1. Rebels looking to gain the lead here. Hatch to serve. Good jump serve to the back row to Jorgensen. Zulu back over. Corny has been all over the floor tonight, doing a great job. We get it back over. Zulu setting up her outside blocker. Argyle, a great pass. Weston tips it over. Zulu going to Jorgensen in the back row. Hatch to keep it alive. Cornea to Pugmire. Oh, and that is blocked and just in bounds. Very close block there to keep it in bounds. 3-1, favor of the Grizzlies. As I say, as we find ourselves down 2-0 close here, we got to keep this thing close. We cannot let the Grizzlies go on a run here. That is what happened the first 2 sets. If the Rebels can just keep it close and get it done at the very end of the set, that's exactly what we want to have happen here. As Smith serves back to Argyle, to the front to Cornea, Weston to the outside, puts it over Ohlenslinger's long arm. Zulu across to Jorgensen. Good hit by her, but even better return by Smith. Weston, good hit. They're keeping it alive. Ohlenslinger sets it just over. Weston to Smith. Over to Pugmire to set it over. Zulu keeps it alive. Over to Jorgensen. And that will be out of bounds despite our best efforts. 4-1 by the Grizzlies. Come on, Lady Rebels. Let's keep this alive. A point here would be great to get it within 2. 4-1 in favor of Grace. Smith to serve. Over to Smith. Weston. Cornea tried with the short serve, and they call her for a double hit there. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen a double hit in my whole life. I never know if it is or not. 5-1 for the Grizzlies. Smith still serving. But that will go out of bounds, give Rebels that much-needed point to draw within 3. If we can just get 2 points here with this set with Pugmire serving to pull within 1, that would be great. Even more would be even better. Pugmire to serve. Back to Smith. Zulu tries to handle it. There's that point we need. 5-3. Still in favor of the Grizzlies. Pugmire, good strong serve to Jorgensen, who handles it well. Zulu to Bartlome in the middle. Smith coming to back up her team. Argyle gets it over to Zulu. Back to the outside to Jorgensen. That's a strong hit that the Rebels are not able to handle. 6-3. 6-3 for the Grizzlies. Ohlenslinger back to serve. We've done a pretty good job at returning these serves by Ohlenslinger. They're tough ones, but we've done a pretty good job as she puts it just short. Argyle steps up with the dig. Cornea to Peterson. Over to Zulu, to Jorgensen. Looking to block. Try to get there and nothing. 7-3. Just a reminder, we are still looking to get to 25 in this game as the Grizzlies go up 7-3. 4-point lead. Off the head of Bartlome. That is the second Lady Grizzly who has taken it to the head today. As that serve will go off the head of Bartlome. We'll give the ball back to the Rebels, as I believe Smith will be back to serve. Into the rotation to serve number 10. And we have in for Molly Weston, 10, Tyler Pugmire to serve here. Let's go, Tyler. We can use some big points here. Serve just into the net. That will make the score 8-4. Tough ask of Tyler to come off the bench to serve there in a high emotion game. She had a great game in the JV game. 8-4 for the Grizzlies. Weston digs it, but it is set up for the Grizzlies to spike it back down. 9-4. Rebels find themselves down 5. We cannot extend this gap any much more than this. This is too good of a Grace team. Got to keep it close. I was hoping that was into the net, but it was just over. Peterson with a great hit. We needed it. Back into the back corner. Great volleyball IQ by Peterson there to put that in that back corner. She knew that back row had come forward as Smith looks to serve to the Grizzlies. Serve is up and across to Bartlome. to the front row, to Smith, to R. Smith. Cornea over to Levitt, who's back in the game. Almost falls to the floor. Zulu over to Jorgensen, who just tips it over. Cornea as she's backpedaling. And they're going to call a double hit on that. Good effort by Cornea, but she was backpedaling as she tried to serve that. 10-5. Grace keeping this 5-point deficit. We got to cut into it, as the Lady Grizzlies are within 15 and we are still at 5. A few more points here would be huge. Jorgensen sets it back to Weston. Good pass to Cornea. Puts in the middle to Hatch, and that is out of bounds. Are they calling a tip? What are we calling here? They gave me hope. I thought they were calling a tip, but that is going to be out of bounds by the Rebels. 11-5 for the Grizzlies as Jorgensen serves too much. Good heads-up play by that back row, letting her fly. 11-6 as Cornea will go back to serve. 2 sets to R1. 11-6 for Grace. Ooh to the outside. Zulu keeps it alive, or tries to keep it alive. That is a big play as the Rebels are now within 4. 11-7. Still in favor of the Grizzlies, but the Rebels are marching. Cornea with the serve across to Bartlome, to Zulu, to the outside. Cornea to Smith, now to Chasley. Bartlome sets up at the middle. Our middle blockers are there. What's it going to be? Into the net by Grace. Big play for the Rebels as we are now within 3. The Rebels are playing the long game here, just chipping away at that lead as Cornea goes to serve once again. Ooh, and just into the net. 12-8. 12-8 for the Grizzlies. The libero Smith for Grace to serve over to the Rebels. Good serve, but we return it. Smith, good solid hit to the back row. Bartlome puts it up to the outside and just over our heads. Again, Bella Edens with a big hit. The sophomore on the outside coming alive once again as the Grizzlies go up 13-8. Smith with the serve, back to Weston, to Cornea, to the outside to Pugmire, looking for a big hit. Geez, and they keep it alive. I thought we had it there. Cornea going to go back again to Pugmire, this time again. Jorgensen with the dig, and that's our point. Double hit by the Grizzlies. Good effort on both sides there. The Rebels walk away with that point, and it is a big point as Levitt will serve. Crossing at the Grizzlies. Oh, a good serve. Not kept alive. We are both in double digits here. 13-10 for Grace. Grace is up 2-1 as the Rebels would love to take this to the 5th set. Levitt across. That will not be handled. Another strong serve by Levitt, pulling us within 2. Chasley with the big smile on her face, and rightly so. 2 great serves. Let's go for number 3 here as we pull within 2. Levitt, good strong serve again, this time handled up to Zulu in the front. Tipped by the blockers to Smith, to Cornea, back to Smith, who will put it over. Oh, and just outside. 14-11. Good effort there. Levitt to come out. She did her job. She did a great job as Argyle comes back in to her back row spot. Zulu to serve to the Rebels. They'll make it over to Smith, to Cornea, over to Pugmire. Just sets it over real nice. Zulu sets it up to the outside, and that is out. No tip. 14-12. We thank our Rebel faithful. As I'm looking at our viewership, and it has stayed constant throughout this game. We are cheering on these girls. As Hatch sends it across to Jorgensen, to Zulu, over to Bartlome, and that is blocked by Peterson and the net. And that will give us a point. We are within one. 14-13 for Grace as we look to take this one over. Hatch to serve. She's done a great job back there today. Hatch back across, just out of bounds. Hatch does love those cross-court serves, and it almost was in our favor, but just out of bounds. Smith is back in for Hatch. As we've got Peterson, Cornea, Pugmire, Smith, Weston, and Argyle. Ready to receive from Smith. Weston with the dig. Cornea set. Pugmire with a good hit there. It will be returned back to the Rebels. Argyle to Cornea. Setting up Pugmire on the outside. Out. 16-13 is where we sit right now. The Rebels do not want this to get to a 4 or 5 point deficit this late in the set. We would love to return this one here and get within 2. Serve is over. Cornea keeping it alive. Back row to Smith. To Zulu. To Bartlome. Over to Smith again. Cornea setting it up for Weston. Too close to the net. That is going to be 4 hits, I believe, and it is. 17-13. Wazin's going to take a timeout, as will we. This is a T7 propane production on My Local Radio of the Rich High Rebel Volleyball team on 98.3 KEDQ.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Okay, we are back out of the timeout. We will see the adjustments. Historically in this game, we have done well out of timeouts. Coming out of timeouts, we will see here as Grace Bartlome serves it over to Smith, to Cornea, to Weston. That is tipped. Nope, that hit the ground, yes. Listen to me, trying to tell the ref what to do. 17-14, the Rebels looking to continue to battle back, as Pugmire will serve it over to the awaiting Grizzlies. Good strong serve, but it's out of bounds, 18-14, as we grow ever so closely to that 25 mark that we want to keep the Grizzlies from getting to. Olenslager, who has had a good solid game today, to serve to the Rebels. Over to Smith, who's also had a solid game. Cornea to Peterson. In. That was right on the line. We all held our breath on that one. 18-15 as we have Levitt checking in for Argyle. And Pugmire coming in for Weston to serve, I believe. Tyler looking to have a big serve here. It would be great if she could go on a run and get us right there close to that 18 mark and beyond. Pugmire to serve. Good serve. Back row. Jorgensen setting it up. Pugmire to Cornea, to Levitt. Good strong hit. Zulu keeps it alive. Jorgensen pushes it over to Cornea, trying to keep it alive. Dang it. That was good effort, but just too close to the net there. We ran out of room as Weston comes back in for Pugmire. Pugmire doing a good job coming in and getting a good serve there. We just could not finish there at the net. 19-15 for Grace. Smith passing over to Cornea. To Peterson. Levitt tries to get inside. We're all kind of awaiting. A lot of action there at the net. Okay, there we go. That was interesting. I was waiting for the ref to make that call. It took a minute. 19-16, that was our point as Smith will serve here. Everyone back in their spots. Good serve by Page. 19-17, that may be the best serve we've seen all night. Right at that back row spot as it hit the ground. Page looking to duplicate that once again, and she gets it back to Smith, to Zulu, gets it to Pugmire. Cornea setting up Hatch. Smith, back to Smith, Cornea. Levitt with a strong hit. Great hit by Chasley there, bringing us within one. Smith looking to continue this rally. If we can take over the lead here going into that 20-point mark, it would be huge. If we can just get over to Bartlome, to Jorgensen. Cornea setting up Levitt once again. That is blocked by Zulu. Cornea sets up Chasley once again to put it back corner. Dang it. Double hit is what's called there. That was a great effort. We almost had him there. That would have drawn us even. The Rebels still have life. Plenty of volleyball left. 20-18 for the Grizzlies as Jorgensen looks to serve it back to the Rebels. And she does. Great dig by Weston to Cornea, to Hatch. Kept alive. Oh. What is the call here? They're saying that was tipped by the Grizzlies. That is our point. That is our point. So 20-19. We are within one as Cornea serves across court to Jorgensen, to Zulu. Weston setting up Cornea, who sets up Pugmire. Yes, and it gets tipped. We are all knotted up at 20 late in the fourth set. The Rebels looking to push this one to the fifth set. Ladies showing absolute grit here. Cornea serves it back row. Zulu putting it over. That Zulu to Eden's combo is lethal. And in that front row, you have Eden, Zulu, and Olenslager. As Smith will serve over to the Rebels. Weston sets it up nicely for Cornea. Over to Pugmire. Straight down the line and out of bounds. That was a great hit down the line. Just a little bit too much, as that will put the Grizzlies up by 2, 22-20. Everyone is digging deep here. Smith the serve. Over to Weston. Levitt. They got to get it across. Smith puts it across to Smith. To Bartlome. To Zulu. And that is in. 23-20. Coach Wasden will take a timeout here. That was a tough play there. The Rebels seriously showing so much grit here tonight. You got to give Grace credit as well. It is a battle here. It is 23-20, just 2 points away from Grace closing this one out. If the Rebels can just go on a run here, you don't even need to score 5 unanswered, but you got to get it at least knotted up, and then it is off to the races to 25. But the Rebels, great effort here tonight. We've had some great hits, some real effort by both sides. I'm sure both teams are exhausted. We are sitting at 10:34 p.m. It's past midnight on the East Coast, so we'll make it sound even better. But we are sitting here, late game, late start. Both teams want this one. Coach Wasden looking to make adjustments. As I said, most of her timeouts have been very beneficial, making some good adjustments in this game. As the Rebels take the floor with pride here, 5 points away from taking this to game 5, but the Grizzlies are just 2 points away. Serve over to Weston. Cornea with the set, and it was just tipped back by Owen Slager. 24-20 for the Grizzlies. As Newbie will look to close this one out, and the Rebels will try to keep this alive. Smith with the dig. Over to Weston. Newbie sets up Jorgensen to put it over into the net. The Rebels stay alive as we now have the serve. 24-21. Grace just 1 point away. We are 3 away from tying this up and extending this game. Levitt, she's played great today, looking to serve over into the net. And we got to hand it to our Lady Rebels. They gave everything they had, especially there at the end in those last 2 sets, as the Grizzlies will take this one tonight. But we made them earn every second of that game. And that will be the final. Grizzlies win in 4. We'll have a post-game show, and it'll be a short one because of time constraints right after this.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger.
We are back here, and like I said, this will be a real quick post-game show as we are sitting at 10:40 at night. Everyone's ready to get back on the road here. Great game by the Rebels all in all. They were down 2-0, and in volleyball that is super hard to stay alive from. This is our Crawford Trough player of the game. There are so many that I would love to give it to. I got to give it to Tess Cornea. She was all over the floor tonight, did a great job. There were some great serves by Grace. We had some great passes, and Tess was everywhere to make sure that for the most part, all those sets happened to get us our best shot at getting it back across the net. She did a great job against a great team along with all the rest of her teammates. Once again, that's brought to you by the Crawford Trough Player of the Game. Our calendar update tomorrow. Gigantic game for the Rich High Rebels in Montpelier at Bear Lake High School. We will be there, and I apologize to our viewers. I've been on a bit of a hiatus between a vacation and a junior high football games that I'm coaching. But I am so excited to say that every football game, every volleyball game on the rest of the year, I will be here. And tomorrow we will be at Bear Lake looking for a great matchup there between the Rich High Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears. Pre-game show will start at 6:15 there, and we are so excited to give that to you. That is everything. I'm going to close out here from Grace, Idaho. Thank you to all of our viewers staying up and watching this game and cheering on our Rich High Rebels. You saw some real grit, real digging deep by our girls as they head to Tabiona tomorrow and then to Altamont on Saturday. We wish them luck in 2 big games. And if they play like they did tonight in those last 2 sets, we got ourselves a volleyball team. And we got ourselves girls who will not quit. Thanks again, and we will see you tomorrow.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast